All right. Well, a new Texas law aims to calm the fears of parents with special needs children by putting cameras in their classrooms. Taxpayers would, of course, foot the bill for the program. It costs $2.6 million. So are these costly cameras really necessary to help keep students safe? Joining us now for a legal debate is defense attorney Whitney Boan, and she supports having the cameras in the classroom, and attorney Keisha Heaven, who is opposed to the idea. Nice to see both of you this morning.
Good to see you.
Whitney, let me start with you. You know, I'm of the opinion, it seems, that this is a Band-Aid solution to a problem, that you're going at the end of it when you should be starting at the top of it, which is screening the staff that work at these schools properly ahead of time so you don't have these incidents. Am I wrong here?
I don't know that you're completely wrong, but I see it like this. These cameras are going to serve as a deterrent, okay? And better yet, they're going to protect not just the children, but they're going to protect the teachers as well. And as a criminal defense attorney, this appeals to me because even if there are false accusations, now there is going to be documentation of what's going on in these classrooms. The taxpayers are going to also benefit because this is going to save them money in the long run from litigation, as it serves as a deterrent and as there's likely to be less litigation and less incidences of abuse against these children because they're going to be monitored. These teachers are going to be monitored. And despite that, I mean, the truth is, if one child is saved from all of that abuse, such as what we've seen with that child being handcuffed by, I believe, like his biceps, then it's worth it. And I think that it isn't just a Band-Aid. It's going to help prevent it in the long run.
Keisha, this is a video that Whitney's talking about. Of course, this happened in Kentucky, and that kid was handcuffed on his biceps. You disagree with her, though.
Absolutely. I feel like anytime there's a new law that may place an undue burden on the pockets of taxpayers, you have to look at the reason for the law and other options. And in this case, I think, like you said, they need to start at the top. Basically, they need to screen their employees better. They need to have certain safety precautions in place because having cameras in a classroom is a very costly option. And as a parent, we all wish we could have cameras in the classrooms, but it's just too expensive, and they need to just make sure they have the proper staff dealing with these children.
You guys, I want you both to talk about the legal side of this, the legal implications on this. Who has access to these videos, and who's able to watch in on this, Whitney?
Well, I mean, obviously, I believe that the school board would have access to it, but you have to keep in mind that the U.S. Supreme Court has held for a very long time, especially as it relates to searches in schools, there's a lessened expectation of privacy anyways. I mean, I'm not saying that there needs to be a live feed and that this needs to be available to the public. That would be a privacy concern indeed. But the fact that there's going to be school administrators able to monitor these videos, and really even after the fact, if there's any allegations or any actual abuse, that people would be able to monitor them, and law enforcement, child services, there's no problem with that. That's what we would want.
What about that from the union side of this? Are we going to see lawsuits?
I think so. And anytime you have cameras monitoring students, other parents may have privacy issues to say, okay, if one child parent brings litigation, then the other parents may say, I don't want my child to be observed on these cameras, or what about the privacy of my particular student or child?
There's
so
a
I think there's
legitimate
going to be a
government
huge
interest
issue.
here.
Well,
right. There's a legitimate government interest here in protecting these children and protecting the taxpayers from the liability of the lawsuits that would happen as a result of the abuse of these children. And
right, but
there are
other options. This is not the only way to prevent children from being harmed in the classroom.
All right, great debate this morning.
But it's an effective way.
We'd love to hear our viewers this morning what they think about it as well. Go to our Facebook page and you can weigh in. Keisha and Whitney, we appreciate you joining us this morning. Thanks for the debate.